Knock, knock, it's Knuckles.
The full Knuckles trailer dropped, and it includes not only many of the scenes I covered in my video covering the leaked storyboard animatics, which a lot of you refused to believe and called me a liar for, so hold the L, epic Brian the Dog Fortnite style. So I'm gonna cover what's going on with everything we see in this, as it's a ton of quick cuts, and I wanna go over the context of what's happening here and what scenes correlate with the animatic leaks. I'm also gonna play my very first reaction, as this is literally the first thing I saw when I woke up this morning, so I almost had a heart attack and ran to my computer to make this video. There's a lot to cover, from Black Arms, which we see, the Flames of Disaster, which we also see, and literally tons more. They showed a lot here. Even Pachacamac from Sonic Adventure is here. What the? There is a ton to cover, and we will get to literally everything here. But first, I'm gonna be real. I reached out to Rouge for a sponsorship solely because I've been personally using one of these since 2018, and it's not only a life changer for your front and back pocket area, but also an actually fantastic value, as it will not only last infinitely longer than any old school wallet, but even if you do completely destroy it, accidentally run it over with a car, whatever, they also have a lifetime warranty and a 99-day full refund policy. Wow. They say they can hold up to 12 cards, but I'll be totally real. I've comfortably rocked, no exaggeration, exactly 24 cards for the past year plus now, so I know I really need a spring clean. But the point is, this thing is a beast. It also has a strap on the back with room for cash, which I also have in it. You can even attach an air tag so you don't lose it, which my ADHD self does constantly. They also have a key case where you can securely hold up to 6 keys, plus you get an extra 30% off when you buy them together. They have 3 million customers, 80,000 5-star reviews, and again, I've been using it for years now. Do me a favor and show them some love by going to ridge.com/Sonic, which will also be in the description of this video. It not only gives you an extra 10% off your order, but it also lets them know I sent you, which helps me do more deals like this with brands I genuinely love and endorse, meaning I get to make more videos and I get to promote products I actually like. So go take a peep and show them some support down below. Thank you, Rouge. Now let's get into this video. Also, I forgot to mention it, but drop a like or this will literally flop. So yeah, do that right now. It begins.
You're an alien.
Majestic alien.
You're super powerful.
Powerful, majestic alien.
Save the world with your friends. What do you like to do for fun?
Vengeance.
Oh. The model looks kind of interesting.
Like reading or yoga.
It looks better than I thought it would.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, okay, so Sonic's in this.
Relax.
I am an echidna warrior. I only remain on Earth because I made a vow to you and the Fox. So I made myself
Product
at
placement.
home.
Whoa.
Nope, we are not turning our living room into some kind of gladiator fighting pit. What is Ozzy doing here?
He will be
The music here is really cool.
greatest enemy.
Is that our mailman?
So I'm guessing Knuckles gets
This
kicked out.
is not a place of battle, so I will begin my quest. Come, Wade.
Well, most people think I'm a joke.
I do not make jokes. I make warriors.
Let's go get him.
I love Wade's character. I don't know why some people don't. Oh,
Without his little friend,
there he is.
he's vulnerable. He's the key to my newest creation.
I think that's him.
You worked for Robotnik.
Bring me Knuckles.
Oh, there's Cuddy with the glove. Let's go.
Sorry, this lane is reserved.
Does she have a rifle?
Do I look like I need your power?
What are you talking about? Of course we need his power. It's the whole reason we're here.
Oh, and Knuckles still got him though. Yeah, she could have just blasted him.
You're mine.
Okay, there's the animatic scene. Is that a casino? Wait.
To protect this planet.
Okay, I want to talk about that. What we just... Okay, that was way too fast. Flames of Disaster!
Oh, snap! Someone's about to get slapped.
And there's the... Oh, that's from the... Okay. Okay. I think it's over. We can talk about it. Oh.
I think today is gonna be a beautiful day.
Who's that?
Knuckles, help me!
You gonna rescue him?
No, he must learn to rescue himself.
He's not gonna make it. Okay, that was epic. Wowzers. So there was tons of quick cuts, but there's a lot to cover here. We finally see Black Arms, who says he works with Robotnik, and was I wrong when I said who has a scarily similar resemblance to this dude? Like, come on, just throw a beard on him and you've got Black Arms. Which also, we don't know what his real name is, or if that's just the name of his mech alone, but that's what we're going to call him since Bearded Jeffrey isn't as catchy. Now, I'll get more into Black Arms in a second, as that is some of the most interesting bits here. However, I first want to talk about the two officer people that we see sent after Knuckles for a moment, because I think a lot in these quick cut scenes we see actually play a huge part into the Black Arms battle I covered previously. That and many of the story beats and tech we see in this as a whole. So we see two of them, a guy and a girl, and the guy is Scott Mescudi, aka Kid Cudi. And we see him with this Robotnik-esque glove that's massive and able to combat and is the equivalent to Knuckles' powers and strength. Their goal is to try to get Knuckles and harness his ability for Black Arms, aka Bearded Jeffrey. And that's where some huge plot parallels come in, as this is essentially a mini version of the plot of the first Sonic movie, as in that one, Robotnik tries to get his abilities from Sonic to power all his machines and chases him around the country, with half taking place in Green Hills, Montana, and the second half taking place in San Francisco. Well, now, this one will feature a never-before-seen assistant of Robotnik's trying to harness Knuckles' abilities to power his machines, and will be chasing him around the country, with half taking place in Green Hills, Montana, and the second half taking place in Reno, Nevada. Sound familiar? And in Reno, it appears the setting for a good chunk of it, or at least the last few episodes, is the bowling alley I covered, but not just the Black Arms battle. Apparently, multiple attacks happen here. Man, it's always the small businesses who suffer the most. But we also see a lot going on in Green Hills with Maddie and even eventually just handing Knuckles off to Wade, so it's probably around half and half. 3 episodes there, 3 episodes here. We do see Sonic in it, and he is only credited for 1 episode of the show, so we don't really know what he's doing during the events of this miniseries. Presumably, since he didn't go to Reno, Nevada, he's just big chilling by himself. But going back to these officers who, they don't say it explicitly or have any patches, but are likely working for GUN in the same way GUN was contracting Robotnik in the first movie. And one thing I think many people brush past is these 2 officers in particular came here from a ring portal, so I imagine they either salvaged Sonic's remaining rings left behind in the first movie, or they found some way to recreate a portal using technology and science. And if there's science, I can guarantee Redditors are gonna be hyped for this one. Now, while Kid Cudi has these gloves to combat Knuckles, and it's not clear why the woman has an energy rifle and pistols with the same type of electricity power as the gloves, so theoretically, why doesn't she just step out of the ring and start blasting Knuckles? Like, I know, you're supposed to suspend disbelief with these things, but at the same time, you also shouldn't suspend logic. But I'll let that slide for now, okay? I'm not going to be a Scrooge. I understand. What's the fun in it if she just blasts Knuckles and then the series is over? But one thing I do find extremely interesting is we see an older echidna working at the bowling alley, and it's none other than Pachacamac, a word I hate to say, but the original Japanese version is Pachacama, so I'll say that. I know. Stay mad, commenters. Just know I'm saying it the correct way, and you're saying the Americanized translation. But Pachacama is not only the leader of the Knuckles clan, but also the father to Tikal, so it's now very likely that Tikal will either appear in this miniseries or in the movie universe further down the line. But with her dad being here, it seems very likely, as she's also a fan favorite character too. We also believe Pachacamac, or Pachacama, is voiced by Christopher Lloyd, aka Doc Brown, and many other roles. And this makes sense as he does have an older sounding, raspier voice for the role. Now, it's not clear why Pachacamac is here, or even alive, as supposedly these events took place thousands of years ago. Granted, with how different the movie universe is and all the freedom they have to change whatever they want to fit the story, I imagine the part of it being thousands of years ago isn't true anymore, and he chose on his own will to come here, which, given how Knuckles used the portal ring at the beginning of Sonic Movie 2 with those weird bird people that Robotnik fights, and I'm pretty sure never got explained. But regardless, that means it's likely Knuckles and his clan are able to use the ring portals as they please. It just so happens that none of them would want to go down to Earth. Even Knuckles in the trailer says he didn't want to, and he's only staying as a promise he made to Sonic and Tails. One thing we do know is that a lot of this fight happens during an ESPN-covered bowling tournament called the Tournament of Champions. And I say this detail because I keep trying to figure out why Reno and why so much keeps happening in this bowling alley, as well as why we see a shot of Wade wearing a tuxedo and renting a sports car. So my theory is that Wade is a pro bowler on the side and is going to Reno to compete in this competition when all the battles kick off as him and Knuckles are being followed. Now, we covered it a bit in the animatic that takes place in episode 6 out of 6, but because they love to show us all the good bits in the trailer, we even see a bit of the Flames of Disaster here, so also confirming what I said in that video, that what's in the Knuckles animatic isn't a spoiler at all, and you can totally watch. However, it definitely confirms to me that the Sonic Movie 3 one is insanely full of spoilers, and if that's something you're trying not to see, I would avoid it. Even though it's an animatic, I'd still avoid it. Now, one thing from the Knuckles trailer I find especially interesting is we even see the ball from the skyscraper fall from the rocket glove fired at it, as well as Knuckles catching it. Now, we still don't know what the rocket glove is. However, since we see Kid Cudi wearing literally a giant glove that looks very similar, I assume his glove can be fired off as an option, likely a last resort one-time thing, but it's now not very clear to me whether they defeated Kid Cudi and Wade took the glove and fired it at the thing to help Knuckles, or if this is Kid Cudi trying to set it off and have the ball fall into Knuckles, crushing him, not expecting Knuckles to glide and catch it. Which also, it's interesting, I'm not sure if Knuckles can glide in the movie universe, at least outside of having the Flames of Disaster. I'd have to go back and rewatch, but I'm not sure if he did during any point of Sonic Movie 2. Even when they were dropped from Tails' plane straight into the Diag robot, I specifically remember him just jumping off. He didn't glide or anything. So yeah, I don't think we've seen him glide yet here, so it's possible also in the movie universe, he's only able to glide when he's in his fire form, or I should call it what it is, the Flames of Disaster. Another interesting thing is we see no Tom in this trailer, and it's just Maddie, which is a little odd. I'd assume it'd be both or neither, but I guess it was likely just a scheduling thing, as it's shocking just how many things James Marsden is in. Like, that dude is on his Sigma male grind set 24/7. But I am happy to see more Maddie, as I feel like she hasn't had enough on-screen time, and I like her character, so I'm totally fine with this. Although I do wonder what the in-story explanation is. Maybe Tom's just busy doing his officer work? Who knows? A small reference that has no plot ties, but I still want to cover just because I like it, is the goalpost spinning from the classic games. It's not super important, or really even makes sense why half would say goal and the other half have his face, especially because it's not like he's racing against Sonic, since let's be real, there's no way he could win that race. So it's probably just a cute little reference with no plot ties, and we love it for that. Oh, I almost forgot to mention it, but Knuckles has a modified version of his Sonic OVA hat here, but changed to be not as bright and colorful, which looks really good. I tweeted about it, but I recently watched the OVA again, and man, I forgot just how well made and fun that entire thing is. So to see it finally being referenced, even in just this super subtle way, is really cool. Now, the trailer ends with something that just straight up confuses me, and we see Wade being dragged off and lassoed by a guy in a leather jacket on a motorcycle, to which Knuckles and a woman that I hope is not Wade's wife just stand there and sip their coffee as they watch him get dragged off, and they say he has to overcome it himself, which, let's be real, probably doesn't happen. So this miniseries will be releasing April 26th on... And I also believe it's going to be on Paramount Plus, which with how few other exclusives it has, I honestly wouldn't recommend wasting $6 a month on, especially when if this is all you really want, you can just find this at other places for free, as well as the fact of the real world situation in which they openly and publicly support the side very clearly in the wrong, which is like supporting Jared Fogle over Subway. Like, come on, bro. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the Knuckles series. I'm very hyped for it, and we'll certainly cover it when it's closer, potentially a second video before it's released if something else big drops, but if not, I'll see you post-release and for games coverage. Like the video because it helps me and it's free. Comment your thoughts on the show. Do you think it looks awful? Do you think it looks amazing? What do you think? And go check out Ridge. I literally have been using them for years and highly recommend looking around. They may seem expensive, but again, it will last you literally longer than any other wallet ever. A lot of you guys have been texting the fruit and vegetable question to my number, and I recently finished responding and judging literally every person who sent one, but I'm not putting the number in this video. If you want to get my phone number, you're going to have to watch through my Sonic X Shadows Generations video to find it, okay? Also, that video slaps, so you should just watch it regardless of that. Thank you to everyone for all the love and support, and I'll see you guys the next time I upload. Peace? Yeah, peace. Peace!